Lesson 2, how to teach dogs. Because our dogs are not verbal creatures and therefore we can't explain to them how their behavior and consequences are linked up, timing is crucial in teaching our dogs. The consequence must quickly follow the behavior we're looking to influence. In teaching dogs new behaviors, we use marker training as the most efficient way to bridge the gap between behavior and a reward. There are two types of markers, a verbal marker and a clicker. Let's start with the pros and cons of a verbal marker, which is the use of a word such as yes or good dog. The pro is that it's convenient. You don't need any special equipment, you're always able to use it. But the cons are that we are a verbal species and tend to talk at our dogs a lot, and we may use a verbal marker when we don't mean to. How many people have you heard say, good boy, over and over again, when they're not rewarding anything in particular? Overuse of the marker without a reward following it will make the verbal marker useless in training. Verbal markers can also be slower. It takes more time for you to get the word out of your mouth than it would to press the button on a clicker. Now, this can improve the longer you train dogs, but in the beginning, timing can be much slower with a verbal marker. That said, let's explore the pros and cons of using a clicker. Because it's a piece of equipment, you do always need to have it physically on your person. Some people will attach their clicker to a wrist strap or a retractable ID badge holder. Others just keep it in a treat pouch and access it with their hand as needed. Now, the physical reflex of hitting the button is quicker than getting the verbal marker out of your mouth. It's a clear, neutral, unique sound that never changes so as not to confuse the dog, and clickers can also cut through noise when working outdoors. Now, let's review the rules around the clicker. 1 click equals 1 treat. Do not click without treating, otherwise the dog won't understand what the clicker means. Now, remember, we use a clicker to mark the physical behavior which results in the reinforcement. For our purpose today, it's going to be a food reward. So you're clicking for that physical behavior, like sit means bum on ground. When your dog puts their bum on the ground, that's when you would click. The clicker is used for teaching new behaviors. Once the behavior is learned, that is, the dog is performing it with clear intent, you can add on a verbal or visual cue that would become the behavior. Remember, that's the antecedent. Once you give the cue and your dog performs the behavior reliably, you can discontinue using the clicker. But you can always continue reinforcing your dog with a variety of rewards: food, pets, praise, or environmental rewards.